one more question there, Ravi.
Thank you so much for all of this, and I think the nation is, and maybe the world is trying to forget what happened, but thank you for reminding us and bringing it back. And I define a doctor as anyone who cares for their, quote, patient. So I think you're all Dr. Aunties, for sure. But you know, what do you think propelled or primed you to care in these moments, and what do you think prevents other people from caring?
That's a funny.
Better than other people.
No. I mean, I felt like I'm not what I don't think of myself as being particularly any more kind or caring than other people. So I don't know what happened. It was like, why did that happen? But it was just like a window. It was like these little opportunities for us to bring out the best sides of us. And I think that's another reason why the aunties really liked it, because it, you know, it made us feel like we were helping other people. It made us feel good. It was a nice thing. So it was like, you could either have been like a hoarder and gone into your bunker and gotten a lot of toilet paper and hidden, or you could have gone out and tried to make things better.
I know this sounds kind of cheesy, but in the same way that hate is contagious, I think caring is also contagious. That changed me, and I want to thank Wendy Ng for actually just casually introducing me to it. Hey, there's this sewing, I know you're sewing master your family and friends and everybody, but there's this group. And for me, the chance to join a group that was caring and going out of their way during a time we know that we were all just freaking out, just trying to manage like sanitizing our grocery bags as they arrive, that sort of thing. So I think caring is contagious, and I think this group was a great demonstration. Every Zoom, I mean, when in the middle of a pandemic, people were losing people, and there was always joy and smiling because we were in the company of each other doing work that we know mattered and we cared. So yeah.
I also want to say sewing is really therapeutic. I mean, I think crafting of any sorts is really therapeutic. And I still feel like, post-pandemic, I was doing, I had an Ethnic Studies Youth Summit 2 weeks ago, and I had high school students, and I taught them to do hand sewing. We used scraps of fabric, and we hand sewed coasters. And I had the full attention of these students for like 1 hour, because folks felt like they were doing something with their hands. And I really feel like sewing, I think sewing is making a comeback. Sewing's making a comeback. And I've been really inspired by sewing with scraps, actually. And so I'm trying to recruit students to make clothes with scraps. Because everything is so expensive now, and students often feel like, I can't buy clothes. But we can stitch things together and make something. In fact, the shirt that I'm wearing is look at you making apparel. So this is like the next level, I think, of sewing with students.
Anything to get people off their screens.
Yeah, exactly.
Any last words?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really nice question. Why do these women care enough to do something in this moment? And I think hopefully the lesson you can walk away with is that anyone can just start doing something. If you see something that is hurting you, if you see other people hurting and it's hurting you and you feel powerless and helpless, you don't have to feel that way. You can just start, with ice, for instance. You can bring your neighbor's groceries, or find someone who's gathering groceries. It could be a church, it could be anything, or you can just start doing it. Like there's no reason to wait for permission. Just do it.
I would say also panic is way more exhausting than giving.
I just wanted to say also, being on the front lines and having these masks from the Auntie Sewing Squad helped me and my colleagues feel seen, feel loved, not just giving and caring for COVID patients, but that we were cared for. Knowing Grace from undergrad, like, my former professor is part of this. And it was just an honor, and it was just powerful. And walking down the halls of a hospital and people acknowledging and seeing the masks and, high-fiving and just feeling a sense of pride that we were loved and being protected with these masks because they weren't giving it to us in the hospital for a while, so yeah.